Hi guys, it's Omega again, and I just wanted to pop back on really quick for a couple of tips for any new sewers that's out there. What you do next once you bring your fabric haul home and you're ready to put it away or sew it. But before you sew it, you do want to make sure you've pre-washed it. So I have just washed my fabric, and let me just share with you a couple of things also about that is what I do before I pre-wash it is I'll go ahead and serge the edge. What you'll see there is I've serged the edge of this fabric before I washed it. And what that does, it of course keeps your garment, or your, not garment yet, but keep your fabric from fraying. The edges will stay nice and clean, and then you don't have any fraying or distortion of the edge of your fabric. Then the other thing that takes care of, that the pre-washing takes care of, is any shrinkage that's going to happen with the fabric. You want to make sure you pre-wash it for that reason, because you don't want to cut out a garment, get it sewn up, and then once you wash it you can't wear it anymore because it shrank. So shrinkage, that is probably the number one reason for going ahead doing the pre-wash. Then the other thing is the fabric, actually the true texture and drape of the fabric comes out once you've washed it. Usually you'll find any fabric that has texture, once you've washed it, that texture will pop more. Once it, when it's on the bolt, it has been crushed or pressed just a little bit from being wound on the bolt, and washing it will bring that texture back to life. So that's one of the reasons as well. You'll see the true texture and the drape, and it's called the hand when you know what the texture, the feel, and the drape of the fabric is. That's called the hand of the fabric, and you'll hear that mentioned sometimes with other sewers as well. But that is some of the reasons why you want to make sure that the fabric is pre-washed first. Now, what you'll notice is I was getting ready to say shred, but I've serged the edge of my fabric. Now, I do serge the edge whether it is woven or whether it's a knit. The biggest reason for that, for woven fabric, of course, you won't have the fraying of the edge. Your edge is nice and clean, and the edge won't be distorted or frayed at all. The reason for knits, you don't necessarily have that fraying going on, but one reason I do the serging is once I put that fabric away, like these pieces I'll put away for later, these pieces I'll end up sewing for summer, but once you put that in your stash and you go back to look for it later, you may not really remember whether or not it has been pre-washed unless you've serged the edge. So I serge the edge as an indicator that I have pre-washed the fabric and it's ready to go. So I just wanted to come on and share that tip with you guys regarding what your next step is. You definitely want to pre-wash your fabric before you cut it out. And then again, once you put it in your stash and you go back for it later, you'll know that it's been pre-washed by having that edge serged. So that's just a couple of tips I wanted to come back and share with you guys. In case there's new sewers, those are tips for you for next steps. Then what I will do, of course, is pick the patterns that I will use for these fabrics. These will go in my stash for later, and I'll probably pick patterns for those at a later date. So guys, thanks for watching. I'll be back with more soon. So take care. Please subscribe and like. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.